Hello, class. I wish everyone the best of luck in this finals week. I'm going to be talking about um, Rome and how I think Rome, in specific, relates to our physical education system and sport today. Is that the Romans were able to kind of take what was the better parts of all of the empires that they kind of conquered and make it into their own. And I think that that's kind of what we are here in the United States. We kind of have taken different things from all different places around the world. We're all made up of, um, we all come from different places all around the world, and we have to comprise our society. But what the Romans were able to do with sport was really take a lot of the lessons that the Greeks were kind of teaching Socrates and Aristotle about mind and body and training, and how training the mind and body forms a strong person, and and not only use that kind of system to for their education and to train their troops, but also as a form of entertainment for the people. And when I think about our society and how uh, the rise of the commercialization in sport, in specific, I mean, as a football player in football, it's I see the resemblance of a Roman society where they had the Colosseum and the gladiators who were slaves or devoted their lives to getting glory. And when I think about our system, where there's really nowadays a lot of sport specialization and people focusing on becoming the best they can in sport and really choosing college educations uh, and where they want to go to school based on how they think that they can advance themselves in the sport into another level is really um, I can see the parity there, and how that kind of mentality where their civilization was able to build, and they took sport as something that transformed from something that was just about health and being physical and maintaining a military to entertainment. And secondly, I think um, we can see that kind of has transpired around the world, where we've been recently looking at the Olympics. And something they keep talking about is how much money broadcasting pays to have the rights to broadcast the Olympics. And kind of we're creating um, a global society, a sports oriented society, where we are viewing sports as entertainment, obviously the political and social aspects of it. And so I think that that's all interesting, but where it kind of where it kind of differs from entertainment to the educational side of it is that I don't think that we're kind of I don't think that we have kind of lost focus of what's important for our society, where we kind of have these um, we don't have mandatory PE times, we don't have the physical education that we did at the during the 1800s and the early 1900s, where people were moving into big cities and they weren't working in the farms as much, so they needed this physical education program to maintain their health. And then as we kind of developed these medicines and we learned about germs and things like that, we kind of went away from it seems like we're kind of going away from teaching those values in our school systems, and it's turned more into what can medicine and what can the pharmaceutical companies kind of do for us, and less about the physical education programs as it was um, during the early 1900s, when we were seeing that we had medical problems because of the inactivity of people living in cities, and they needed to develop these programs. So I think we're kind of coming full circle in terms of that. And that's something that we're going to have to think about. And I mean, I'm kind of touching on a lot of things, but also how the teachers now are going to have to be really diversified yes, we have these sports specialization where we have to have, which I think during the early 1900s we had to have uh, coaches were getting hired because they were good coaches but not good teachers, and now we've developed more of a system where coaches have to wear multiple hats and they had to teach physical education. And since Title IX has passed, and now we have a lot more women involved in sports and things are becoming more diversified, I think that coaches and physical education teachers are going to have to learn to wear even more hats. And I think that we're going to have to learn to teach and learn more things like yoga and dance and Pilates, where there's a lot of interest and a lot more outlets for women to kind of express themselves and to be physically active and find ways to be creative in finding our physical education outlets. So I think those are kind of the social trends that are in our profession, and I think those are kind of things that I think about. And I kind of see this question as an all-encompassing things that we've kind of learned in the class, and how they all kind of tie together is I can see the way that they all kind of tie together in creating our commercialized sports while at the same time creating this curriculum and theory that really is our educational um, foundation. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I wish everyone the best of luck in finals, and hope to hear your responses.